It look like it's gonna go down in the final hour. Between getting saved or getting spiritual power. No more being slaves because the kingdom is ours. Troops get deployed and destroy with nuclear showers. No more getting paid for 10, 50 an hour. America, no more like the Tower of Babel. If ever it's the reason you feeling kinda defeated, cause this place spiritually really Sodom and Egypt. For us it was hell, for them it's kinda convenient. Where the righteous get oppressed and the wickedness is exceeded. The women out of order and everybody could see it. Turn the truth into a line. Hey, with that, we're gonna close out. Give our praise unto you. How about Shalom?
Right, so, hey brother, can we read you one Bible verse?
I'm Muslim, bro.
You Muslim?
Yeah.
We definitely gotta have a conversation, bro. Hey, you a so-called Israelite according to the Bible. When you read the Bible, the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people, right? And you ain't only person you're supposed to be serving is God, who the world calls God and Jesus Christ. That's not their true name. Their true biblical name is Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. That's who you're supposed to be serving, King, right? And it's a prophecy concerning Islam in the Bible, where the Bible tells us not to serve those other gods, right? So I'll be at fault if I didn't tell you, brother, that's idolatry according to the Bible, right? If you got a time, we can read you one scripture. Hey, get that in Exodus 20:2, right? And get that in Deuteronomy 28:64, right? Real quick.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. It say, and God, Salaki, it said, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. It say, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right. So he's saying, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You familiar with the Exodus, the story of when Moses went to Pharaoh and said, let my people go? Yeah. Right? This is right when he delivered them from Egypt. He said, you should have no other gods before me, right? Finish reading this.
This is Deuteronomy 28:64. For the Lord will scatter you among the nations from one end of the earth to the other. There you will serve foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone.
Right, what that wood and stone represent? That wood represents the cross we make in Christianity. That's what the wood represents. That stone, like when people take their Hajj and become Muslim, right? They go to Mecca. It's called the Kaaba stone, right? This is prophesied in the Bible for the Israelites not to do that, right? It makes sense that a lot of our people is in what? Christianity and Islam, right? So that with them, the two main religions God told us not to partake in, King. So do more information on what you following. I don't know if a lot of our people go to jail and they get into Islam.
I'm Cosmos in Chicago. I'm from Chicago.
Can we read you a verse out the Quran?
Yeah, for sure.
Get Surah 3 and 3. Get Surah 3 and 3, because your own book tells you to follow the Bible, right? But the Bible tells us not to follow no other book. So what does that tells us? That the Bible comes first, the Quran comes after the Bible. And it's basically quoting the Bible, not verbatim, but because it don't have any prophecy.
Well, the Bible been read so many times, the Quran has been read once.
See how people always got to they've been misinformed about, it's a difference between rewrote and translated, right? And our people, you know what a translation is, right? That's like if something is written in another language and you translate it into English. Is that you rewriting it? That okay then? So you speaking a little ignorantly when you say that. I said that before too. Until you do the information, it hasn't been rewritten. King James had it translated, right? Bring out what you got.
I was going to read this out of the. It's a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu, and it goes over the account where Muhammad pretty much got his teachings from the Hebrew Israelites. Check this out. According to Windsor, who is the author of the book, Muhammad was deeply impressed by the Jewish monotheistic faith and their strict moral code. He admired their discipline, dietary laws, and their sense of identity and unity under one God. The author suggests that Muhammad incorporated many elements of the Jewish belief into the formation of Islam.
right? So Islam came together. Muhammad basically, he was a camel driver, right? He interrogated Israelites on their voyage. When he was taking them to where they was going, he was interrogating them on their faith, because we have the scriptures, right? And he came up with the Quran. The word Quran actually means what? To recite. Let's show you what the Quran is reciting. Read Surah 3 and 3.
Just Surah 3 and verse 3. You say, it is he who sent down to you step by step in truth the book, confirming what went before it, and
Confirming what went before it, right?
you say, and he sent down the law of Moses.
The law of Moses, right? Where you find the law of Moses? In the Bible, right? Even Muhammad is saying, read that again.
It is he who sent down to you step by step in truth the book, confirming what went before it, and he sent down the law of Moses and the gospel of Yahushua Mashiach, to say before this, as a guide to mankind, and he sent down the curriculum of of judgment between right and wrong.
Right? Dating from the Torah. What that basically said in layman's terms, right? Even Muhammad is saying, look, the things that came before the Quran, which was Moses, the Torah, the gospel, which you can find in the Bible. So now we basically negating a book, right? What your book says, this is the source of the information that is providing for its followers, right? So that's when we tell our people, look, bro, we all grew up in different religions, in different, and we didn't know what was true, right? Until we actually read the Bible. What the thing is that our people have with the Bible, they lied to us about who we are, so that disconnected us from the Bible. First and foremost, they lied to us about the image. We think everybody in the Bible looked like this. No, this is not how everybody in the Bible looked like you and me, King. Right. So that's part of our conviction. That's the reason why we persuaded to change our life. How you doing, King? You're an Israelite according to the Bible, brother.
This book of Surah, chapter 2 and verse 47. It says, O children of Israel, call to mind the special favor which I bestow upon you.
No, the children of Islam.
Which are the children of Israel, which I bestow upon you.
The children of Israel only can be what we just read about, right? And only can be found in the Bible, right? A lot of people pick up the Quran and they don't even read it, right? It's a cool thing to do. It's a fad to do. It look good to wear what they call them on their head, the kufis, the whole look that come behind it. A lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. And we telling you, King, as our brother, we going in your own Quran and showing you that it's reverting back to the Bible. Right? So what you gonna do with that information, King? Now that you
I'm sucking in.
All praises. I wish we had a flyer to give you, brother, but we Genesis Israelites. You can type in on YouTube.
I know my dude, he was with y'all once upon a time. I don't know if he's still with y'all. Young Faith.
Young Faith?
Yeah, he a rapper for Kansas City.
Father figure?
You said faith or faith?
Faith.
Oh, Young Faith? Oh, I know Young Faith from 51st Street. Yeah, I know Young Faith. Yeah.
You sound like Mozzie, don't you?
Yeah, I know Young Faith personally, man. Yeah. We went to school together. But
yeah, I'm gonna read up on it.
All praises, King. Hey, all praises.
Put us up on the YouTube though, King. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it up.
I read this one. Genesis 17 and 18. And Abraham said unto God, "Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee." And God said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
Right, so that's just showing that the covenant it comes from a bloodline. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? They didn't. The Lord skipped over Ishmael, right? But he established his covenant with who? With Isaac, right? See, our people be into all these things and they don't even really know what they be following or what they like the blind leaders of the blind.
It look like it's gonna go down in the final hour. Between getting saved or getting spiritual power. No more being slaves because the kingdom is ours. Troops get deployed and destroy with nuclear showers. No more getting paid for 10.50 an hour. America, no more like the Tower of Babel. If ever it's the reason you feeling kinda defeated, cause this place spiritually really Sodom in Egypt. For us it was hell, for them it's kinda convenient. Where the righteous get oppressed and the wickedness is exceeded. The women out of order and everybody can see it. Turn the truth into a line.
Hey, with that, we're gonna close out. Give our praise unto you. How about Shem Yahushua? Shalom.